Good morning. I am higher vibrations and so are you. And boy, oh boy, something just happened. I don't know if any of you are feeling it, but something energetically just connected with us, kind of hit us. I don't really know what it is. I tried to look. It said the solar wind density is high, but like it feels like there was like an event that has occurred that I'm just not aware of yet. So, yeah, it says density of the solar wind is high, 4.7 PCM3. So I don't even really know what that means, but something just happened. Sudden heart palpitations, feeling uh, dizziness, weird sensations. Now I was already feeling this, and then my 10-year-old also started to have weird symptoms too that were very similar to mine. So I don't know. That just happened, and I'm still kind of in it right now. So, by the way, we're in a really high weather area. So if I disappear, I'll come back. I don't know if I'll be able to come back on the same link or not. So if I disappear, that's why. Anyhow, happy Easter to everybody who celebrates or to who those who observe it. Man, a lot of incoming energy, a lot of ascension symptoms reported. People talking mostly about. It's really interesting. That there's a high frequency of conversation regarding the neck and the back of the head. Um, Sometimes it's a headache, sometimes it's an ache, like it feels. There's a lot of activation going on in the wing area, so that's our shoulder blades, uh, and just the whole shoulder region, feeling kind of woozy, unstable. I know that for me, I've had a lot of that stomach kind of unsettled feeling the past couple of days on and off, and it's kind of coming back. I forgot about it until it started coming back right now. So there's some stuff coming in at this moment. So I'm just curious how many of you are feeling it. Deborah says symptoms today of sore feet and toes. Crazy. This is a common report right now. I've heard this already from like, oh goodness, the past 2 days, probably about 5 different people that I've talked to, like on a one-on-one basis, have been mentioning this. It's interesting too. There was a high frequency last week of all kinds of people reporting their big right toe. Like it's just, it's weird. It's something that we don't really think about, that a lot of other people are having the same experience that we are. And often it has to do with some type of energy influx, something that's happening in this way, so something just wow. Um, anyway, so we got that going on. Anybody else having the sore feet and toes? I know that the top of the foot was a conversation I was having with somebody yesterday, and then just before that, someone was telling me about the soles of their feet. Now, the answer to one of them was that the reason that the soles of the feet were acting out or feeling uncomfortable was that their need for grounding was more than usual. So going out barefoot, or even if you can't do that, then bringing soil in the house, putting your feet against a tree, this type of thing. And then the other person, when it was the top of the foot, what came through was that it had to do with allowing your energy to stretch out, which is kind of the similar thing, the idea of grounding, right? You're digging your energy down like roots of a tree, kind of. So I don't know if that helps anyone, but that's the messages that have been coming through for that. Good to see you. Thanks for your comment, Deborah. Hello, 5D Sky Marie. Good to see you. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Beautiful Sunday here in Texas. Awesome. She's talking to somebody else, excuse me. Vanya says, hello, everyone. What the heck is going on? Everything hurts all the same time, and I'm so tired of it, all. I can't believe this is real. Probably isn't. How are you coping? I'm feeling very similar to what you're describing, and it feels like it just came in, like literally within like the past 30 minutes, especially anyway. Like, I mean, this has been on and off for a couple of days, but I just feel super like there's something going on. I know there's a heart activation happening for sure. I am getting tired of the heart palpitations. Like it's that above. among every other ascension symptom that we have, the heart related stuff is always the one that I find the most unpleasant, because I can't tell, are we good? Like, is other people having this kind of thing? And you don't know in the moment, that, because it feels like, oh no, I got to be sure that I'm going to be okay for my daughter and stuff like that. Right. So, hello, April. Good to see you. Thank you for always being here for us on the Ascension Path. Thank you for always joining. I'm happy to see you. Hello, Deborah. Hello, AG. Hello, Mila, and everyone. Happy Easter to you all. Yeah, it's brutal today. Okay, cool. I mean, no, not cool that you're having the same experience. It's just, dang, like it's really. I'm once I leave this call, I'm going to do a little bit more stabilization and balancing. Like anyone who doesn't, participate in meditations, I strongly encourage that you do. I know that a lot of people have kind of gotten out of the habit. Most people I talk to these days, like they don't really remember to do it, or they kind of really don't. And I'm really being encouraged to strongly suggest, at least 3 times a week, if not daily. If you can do daily, that's a good thing too, of course. It doesn't have to be a super long time. The meditations I do tend to be about an hour long. It doesn't have to be that long, so, but meditating, being in the quiet and allowing for the activations and balancing recalibrations to occur. There's a lot of energetic and further and other energies that are coming in to help us out. And so being in this restful state while conscious is really useful for those types of assistances. Hello, happy Easter to you, Brittany. Unstable walking. Okay, yeah. And then like I'm feeling that shudder in my belly, like that quaking, like that as almost a shake. There's something going on. Almost, kind of feels a little bit like adrenaline tends to feel like. It's very, very bizarre. Infrared Riding Hood says, "Hey y'all, hope you're good. Crazy palpitations today." Yeah, crazy palpitations. That's exactly what I was just talking about. I'm sure you've heard me. That was a comment from a little bit ago. Yeah, it's really crazy. I'm feeling ill too, but not ill. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. We're feeling it too, and my daughter too. Big right toe. That's so interesting. Like how many people are having this? It's crazy. It's very specific. The right side of the body, that's the divine masculine side, and I am not as versed in reflexology as I'd like to be. I once thought I would. I started to look into it years and years ago. But reflexology, you can actually find out what that's directly associated with and how that's connected to you. So, but yeah, what I mean is that you can see that your big toe, especially the area of your toe, is connected directly to another area of your body. And usually then you can go further actually, and you can look into what emotion is related to that area of your body after you've determined where it's talking about from your foot. And that underlying emotional body is usually what needs to be healed and can be released. I'm so emotional. I need to ground the energy. It's so unsettling. Okay. I'm there too. It's just, man, something really is still coming in too. It's very intense. I really wonder what it is. So far, I've not gotten any alerts. I know a lot of you probably have seen this. We had some pretty strong Schumann resonance energy earlier, but it's quieted down ever since then. I use my app, so I'll pull up my phone and show you guys, and hopefully it shows. Sometimes it doesn't. Dang it. Yeah, right. See how that big looks like a tooth almost right here above my finger? That was just a little while ago. You can see this is real time. But there's nothing happening right now. I'm just like, what is it? Because it's really intense. It's really, really strong energy, right? Hippie, yes, oh, she probably meant to write more. So I'll find it. Sore gums, says Vegan Vixen. Sore gums, tongue and mouth. Yeah. So I know that, something crazy happened. I got to show you guys this. Let me pull that up real quick. It's really interesting. I only got like this really small clip of this. I'm just going to grab it for you guys and show you. This is what just happened on the sun yesterday. I find this to be very, very fascinating because it makes it look like there's gravity in space. See how that solar flare is just dropping down? Just drop. It's really bizarre. And everyone that I've talked to, no one's seen that before. It's like really strange. So anyway, but that was yesterday. We're also expecting to have some more solar activities coming in the next little bit. Why do I say all that? Is because sorghums and tongue, just general mouth, like you had said, Vegan Vixen. This is typically for me because I'm experiencing it too, related to or associated somehow with solar activity. And so I can say that whenever I'm having these types of sensations that I go to salt. I'm not telling you to like go and eat like a whole bunch of salt, but I mean, some people might think it's a little bit more than they would take that by how much I use. But anyway, you can put it in your mouth directly and then then wash it down with water. I've been doing that one lately instead of putting it in water because your tongue absorbs it a lot better than your membrane does once it's moved through once you've swallowed it. Anyhow, this really helps. You can also do like salt water rinses and stuff. I call it a headache in my gums when we get a lot of really intense solar energy coming in. It feels like it's like a headache in your gums. It's really weird. So anyway, let's see. Let's find another. Sorry, I got distracted. Cosmic Detective. Hi, Mila and everyone. It's definitely a day and surging. Sending everyone love. Thank you so much. Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for the validation, y'all. Because, I really appreciate it too. Just like you do, to know that, we're all going through it, especially when it has to do with the hard stuff. I just got to say that again, because that really is my, thing. I don't like the heart activations. And when they are occurring, I'm usually in a place of concern, like, wait, okay, are we good? Like, what's going on here? Infrared Riding Hood says, my head and neck have been burning and itching. I've got bumps and sores on my neck now. I think it's crown chakra related. So, oh yeah. And before I move on, there's a throat and crown chakra, as well as there's this energy between the solar plexus and the heart chakra that a lot of people are talking about right now. A lot of people are having this come through. So these chakras, like I'm sure, and then we have the pineal gland or the third eye activation that's happening. So it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the main. So 5 out of 7 is pretty good, right? So when Vegan Vixen first mentioned a moment ago, before I forget and move on, I'll come back to you Infrared Riding Hood in a second. The sorghums and tongue, that's throat activation too, by the way. So we got a lot of this blue throat chakra kind of energy coming in and being activated. This is something that you can usually expect to occur several times a year, but it seems like that they're coming in like faster, like rather than having a large window of a break in between like they used to. It seems like it's happening a lot more frequently and for more people simultaneously. So, and then also this one I can relate to actually. It's weird, some of the stuff that's been happening with the neck and the lower part of the head. I've been actually having it too, and I've been getting these weird bumps. And I've wondered if anyone else was having it actually. These weird bumps, and they end up, I don't know if it's because I itch them or scratch them, but I don't know if that's why. But when they end up kind of being a sore. So anyway, that's definitely going on for me right now too. And yeah, we got a lot of crown chakra, as well as This is close to like the brain stem area where the activation is being is underway at this time. A lot of us have been sensing something, and I got a direct message regarding this from spirit, having to do with the expansion of the hippocampus due to remembering, recollection of previous incarnations, soul path, and all kinds of stuff. And as a result of that, activating and releasing some energies that no longer serve us, that are connected to and associated with our brain stem. So, and that in turn also opens up and activates the third eye, the brow chakra. So lots going on. Deborah says, feeling like leaving the old behind, even some friends and family. This is really common right now. A lot of people are having this stuff coming in right now regarding the shedding of relationships, past and present goodbyes as well. So some people are having it with individuals who have no longer been in their sphere, or maybe they had even passed and are suddenly now finding their way of closure, cutting those cords and those ties, and no longer feeling obligated to those energies. This is also indicative or common for dark night of the soul, or the end part of the dark night of the soul. So it's a time of celebration. It just doesn't feel like it sometimes when we're in it. Not always are we the only one that needs to leave. Like a lot of times we're persisting of relationship, and this isn't always romantic, right? But we're doing it because we think that everyone is benefiting, and they're doing the same thing. It's just due to, this is how it's always been, so let's just keep doing it. And it doesn't always assist anyone in the story. So we are saying a lot of goodbyes lately. That's something I've noticed too. I wish I had cried recently, but I've been collecting trauma instead. Lots of future work to be done. Yeah, crying is super healing, super duper healing. And so if you can release tears, if you can't, some people can't, or at least aren't able to at first, that this can be replicated by laughing. And a lot of times people who are laughing will find themselves then begin to cry. So I don't know if that helps at all. One of the things I have done in the past when I've needed to cry and not been able to, is I pulled up those like random acts of kindness videos on YouTube, where it's people being nice to people kind of videos. And I haven't used them in some time now, but I found that when I was watching those, it was really uplifting me, and I was able to cry joyful tears, and that released the need to cry. It really helped a lot. So it's a technology, crying. Root chakra and crown, heart palpitations is hard, but it is an upgrade. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, April. Like, I'm it is. It's something that we all go through, but there's like this, are we going to be okay? Root chakra. So this is there's been a alignment that's been occurring regarding where we're grounding, and we're learning to utilize the root chakra. And so I'm glad you brought that up. And in the abundance, and that you're safe and abundant kind of way, like being aware of secure, you're secure in all ways. And there's definitely some activations that are happening in this area. I've also found that it really assists when we allow ourselves to release the energy, like go into meditation for just a couple of minutes. Also you can replicate this when you're having some bedroom happy time. When you're at that peak moment of euphoria, using that to also release through the root chakra, and also in that moment of euphoria, simultaneously allowing yourself to manifest whatever it is that you're choosing to manifest. It's amazing and weird, but it works, and so that's another way to really assist this. But the need for grounding is really almost everybody's talked about it. So, oh my goodness, Chef Deb, thank you so very much. Super chat, $99.99. Many blessings to you and little P. Thank you so much. I don't know if you know how much you've helped me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Wow, thank you. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. I'm moved. Thank you. Infrared Riding Hood. Heat flushes flying through me right now. This is intense. Okay, I'm getting it too. I'm getting it too. I wonder if it had something to do with my heart palpitations that I'm having. It's weird to be live while I'm like in this. Like my whole body feels like it's kind of like jittery. It's a very strange sensation. So thank you. Jim says, hello from Tweed Valley, Australia. Hello, Jim. Welcome. Orange juice is expensive. It is expensive. And I love my orange juice. In fact, that now I can buy some. I actually really do need some. So thank you. Yeah, for those of you who follow me, I tend to have orange juice, especially when I'm doing a conversation with another person, is that you'll always see, I don't know what it is, but I started to notice it that when I like spend time in conversation and channeling with spirit, I require, or my body wants orange juice more. And so I just kind of make it available to myself when I can. Lots of loud ear ringing going on for Deborah right now. Interesting. I've not had that yet. I was having some of it a couple of days ago and yesterday too, I guess, just a little bit, but it wasn't like super, super loud. It'd be interesting to find out what's going on with that. I'm still feeling really super jittery inside. Hello, Maria. Hi, Mila and everyone. Good to see you. I saw her. Maria was in the audience at Josie Jackson's live. She did a really awesome reading earlier today. For those of you, oh yeah, and she's also going to be on the show on Friday, by the way, on the 25th. Josie Jackson, the Fifth Essentials LLC. She comes on here. You guys see her. She's come on the show a couple times before, at least once before. I think twice. Anyhow, so that will be at 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday the 25th. And then this, okay, so I got a couple of shows in a row going on that day, this coming week. So the 23rd, I'll have Cara from Tasmania coming on. And then on Thursday is when I'm going to have the redo for Sandra. Sandra was supposed to come on. Sandra McEllis was supposed to come on Wednesday, and then she didn't have any power. And then I was supposed to do it on Friday, and then we're going to do it on Friday, and then I didn't have any power. And as soon as we decided that we were going to do it a different day, then I got power back, so I ended up going on with Elsa. So it's just been a weird week. But anyway, for those of you who are interested, it's going to be a really cool show. All of those shows are going to be really neat. Olivia says, throat and lymph node feel tight. So you're getting a lot of the same stuff that I'm noticing too. Like I'm feeling like there's a lot of stuff in the breath right now, like the heart related stuff. It's really interesting. Hard to get grounded when your stomach is on fire too much. Too much stomach acid affects so much, including the heart chakras. That's why anxiety happens in that state. I have found the solution to acid issues is actually, I know I say this over and over again, but it's salt. That's at least worked for me. And a lot of people have, I started doing it because they had said it, So anyway, what they're saying, and I also saw an example or conversation about this with Barbara O'Neill not too long ago too. It was an older video, however. Anyway, acid reflux or whatever we call it, we always blamed it on too much acid when it's actually not enough acid. And so to produce more acid, it's salt. And when you have enough salt in your body, and we're talking about real salt, not table salt. We're talking about like pink Himalayan salt or Celtic salt. We're talking, about these types of high mineral salts. It's the minerals that our body needs. And by using these salts, it's literally just eating it, I'll sprinkle it on a spoon, and then that just makes it so it doesn't go on the tip of my tongue, so I can let it sit there longer. I just let it sit there, and then I drink water. So you can put it on the bottom underneath their tongue, whatever works for you. But yeah, it really does help. So it's something that I've learned. Lots of heat. Yeah, it's really weird to observe the different flashes of the body, temperature that flashes of the body that's been happening over the past little while, like between cold and hot, and this is something I've been observing primarily because people have been talking about it. So I've been starting to pay more attention, and I've been noticing it more too. So, hey, Ralph. Hi, Mila. Hi, all. Strong energy here in Scotland. Ear ringing, tiredness, and strange sharp pains. All right, we're all in it right now, guys. We're all in it at the moment that we're in. We're doing it right now. There's something going on. I wonder what it is, because usually when there's such strong energy like this, there's somebody somewhere that have an explanation, or they're showing something about it, and like, I'm not showing any new anything. So it's really interesting. But yeah, something's going on. I had heart palpitations yesterday too, but I just started a carnivore diet, so I thought it was that. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we experience, we try to find an explanation or blame it on something else. So we don't always realize that it's an ascension symptom. It's talking to the world. There's so many different countries that I talk to that all have the same thing happening. And even, like for instance, in Australia, they're in a, daytime when we're in night, and vice versa. And we'll compare notes, and I'll find that it's happening exactly at the same moment. It has nothing to do with whether or not it's daytime or nighttime, so on occasion it does, but usually it's at that very moment at the same time. Same, Mila, don't like the harp stuff. Yeah, Deborah, it's not my favorite. It feels it's too uncertain, and Mila, I had heart palps for 5 years at age 64. So it is scary, but it's an upgrade. Thank you, April. Yeah, it definitely is an upgrade. When it first starts to happen, that's always my, I'm learning to not have that reaction. And I will be very happy when it's completely resolved itself. Happy Easter, y'all. Thank you, Rose Matter. Good to see you. The third eye and final Mars-Pluto opposition is tightening and exact on April 26th. We are feeling the pressure, says Cosmic Detective. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. The 26th is on Saturday. There's a lot that is in the week of stuff that I know that really big sunspot that we've been anticipating to come back around. It has come back around, and it's not at quite as big as it was, but it's still quite large. And it'll be like in the next 2 or 3 days that it'll be exactly Earth facing, and so we'll see what happens. There's a lot about this particular day, and Easter being, something that it's a wandering holiday because of it's dependent on the moon phases, which is how things used to be observed. As I'm under the impression of that anyway. However, because of that, and my birthday is the end of March, there's been a lot of different times where Easter has fallen on my birthday. And so I was just kind of interested, and I went and looked. It's not going to fall on my birthday again until like late in the 2080s. And it's super rare for it to fall so late in April. And the fact that it's fallen on this particular day, there's a lot of code about this, a lot of different meanings for many different people as well. But this is a really profound and powerful week that we're just starting. There's going to be a lot coming in for the rest of this week. And then, of course, the 22nd is the Lyrid meteor shower. That one, from what I'm told, you'll be able to see that meteor shower no matter what hemisphere you're on. And that's also happens to be Earth Day as well. So there's a lot. And thank you for your comment, Cosmic Detective. Am I weird or something? As I love having heart palpitations. That's cool. I'm happy for you. I don't think that's weird exactly. I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you because it throws me off. Same here, vegan. It's kind of pleasant. Okay, Ralph too. Well, that you're a good example, y'all. So I really hope that I can get there too and just enjoy it because, heart palps have nothing to do with what we eat or do. They're a frequency upgrade, right? I also learned something popped up and so I've been just kind of being, we've been moving energy through our form and in ways that we're learning to do it differently now, too. So I think that that has a lot to do with it. There's that typically when you're in, when a high frequency energy comes through, like when I'm channeling someone who's passed, it feels like you're connecting with someone who's passed, but they've been gone for long enough that they're really high, super high frequency. A lot of times it'll make the body kind of shake. And it feels very similar to what I'm experiencing right now, which is really a high frequency that your body's not accustomed to. And so it just kind of like reacts to it, like a nervous almost, but not excited. Nervited would be closer to it. Yeah, weird bumps this week. Yeah, dude, it's really been weird this week, huh, Rosematter? Yes, to the bumps. I scratched mine, and they bleed some too. I'm sorry to hear that, Deborah. Yeah, just and noticing like in the moment, like everything's good, you're doing your thing, and all of a sudden, just for a quick second, you feel almost like you feel dizzy, or like where the direction of gravity kind of shifted dramatically, and you're unable to really follow it. It's something like that. I don't know if that anyone resonates with that, but some weird stuff like that's been going on. Hello, Colleen. Good to see you. Hi, Mila. Yes, head, neck, and shoulders and dizziness. Have to be careful going down, up and down stairs. Yeah, yeah. Anyone who's having those experiences, if you can, you know, if you're able to, pull back and not like, for instance, if you don't have to drive, don't, is my suggestion. You know, Speaking of driving too, I went out yesterday in the middle of a really intense energy spike that I forgot about, actually, because we're so focused on the one I'm having right now. Pardon me. And man, the collective energy that was going through right then was unnerving, unpleasant. I really was like taken aback. Hey, it's 333. I was really taken aback by it, and I I made a comment. I was like, 0 out of 5 stars, would not recommend. Like there's just a lot of energy right now, So if you need to go out in that, take your time is my encouragement there. Take your time, remember to fill yourself up with light. Do energetic hygiene when you leave, when you are no longer in the group, as well as when you return home. These things really help us a lot. So dreams off the chart. I dreamt I was ravenously hungry and made 2 monster cheeseburgers. Was halfway through second burger when I woke up. Not hungry at all. That's funny, Eric. Yeah, dreams have been really, really active lately. I agree. Nighttime has been very strange for a lot of different reasons lately. Man, I don't even know what to say about that. I know there's a lot going on. We typically when we're in the sleep state, we're in astral. A lot of us are. We're astral projecting, and it's very bizarre. My head is covered in bumps, really sore. All right, so Ralph too. Interesting how many people are having that. Really bad nausea. Okay, so I was nauseated, and I kind of feel a little bit right now, actually. I do feel it. Like I don't feel like I'm going to eat anything soon, for sure. But I've been having this on and off for a couple of days, and it's got nothing to do with illness for anyone who's wondering. I'm feeling it too. I feel like that when the energy spikes come in, that's when your body's like, yeah, it's time to get rid of some of this stuff and don't eat anymore, please. So I mean, if you're getting that, then follow your body. If you're not, you're not, and that's okay. Deborah, anyone with hair shedding a bit? I've heard a lot of people talking about this lately. A lot of hair stuff. I know. I'm sure my hair is thinner than it used to be. But not having it happen like a lot. But many people are talking about it, like just suddenly overnight, almost, for a lot of people. So it's really super common, triggered by people. So staying home. My hearing is super heightened. Yeah, Ralph. Yeah. I wish I would have. I would. No, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did what I did on yesterday, on Saturday. But I remember thinking to myself, I really would have rathered I not. It took a while. It took hours. But there was an influx of energy just as it was happening, just as I was getting out. in it, and it just kept coming in, and it took hours to kind of settle in, so kind of felt a little bit jittery like I feel now. I don't drink caffeine, just in case anybody wants to know, so it's got nothing to do with that. I'm shedding hair like a Sasquatch, a Sasquatch. So Eric's having it for sure. Rose Matter, Mila was wondering if you could explain rainbow energy. I've been using it lots lately. That's a very big question. Um, each 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 color represents something and assists us with a different area of um, our toolbox. It's a really in-depth question. I don't know if I could go explain it thoroughly enough, but I'll just say that each color is associated directly with what that color of chakra is responsible for. And so you can understand that. Though what the rainbow is in its fullness is its unity and its balance. When the rainbow merges and becomes the white, then it is completely unified and balanced, and then it returns again to the prismed light of the many colors. There's a lot to do with the rainbow stuff that people are having come in right now. We've been waiting for this for hundreds of years. The rainbow tribe, the rainbow warriors, the story of the white calf buffalo woman, and the prophecy of the Hopi and Lakota people. There's a lot to this, and then the Monotaka that comes in here in the Arkansas area, having to do with this same prophecy. It's just the other end side of it. The sun shall weep into the other ocean, and Mu shall rise again. Mu is Lemuria consciousness. As well as the Monotaka woman, the sacred caretaker, keeper of the crystal cave, where apparently, according to these stories and these truths have been shared from one generation to another through oral tradition, that the rainbow woman is what they call her, the Monotaka, the rainbow woman. She's the one that's the guardian of the crystal cave, and upon the walls of the crystal cave has depictions that will assist those of us who join her in this cave to be able to once again contact and reach the star nations, the people of the star nations, the galactics and angelics and stuff. So this is all prophesized, and it's all got to do with rainbows, and there's a lot of stuff with this. I'm also finding that there's a lot of rainbow energies that move through in front of us at all times. So if you're talking about that, it's a whole different story. I see the rainbow move. I see energy, and every energy has a code of color, and lots of times it has many colors to it, so there's a lot to it. I don't know. Thank you for your question, Rose Matter. Infrared Riding Hood. I don't even do it myself anymore. I don't like the feeling afterwards. As a result, I have so much testosterone, so I can build muscle in a couple of days. I don't even do it myself. I think you're referring to an earlier comment. All right. Oh wait, that's for somebody else. Yes, Dad, that's somebody. Okay, shedding. Yes, big time. This is Vicky. Vanya says, I hear you, Vanya. That's a question to another person. Thank you so much, Mila. Big dizziness. Yeah, Vicky, it's so big right now. Yeah, it's heart palpitations. Dizziness and heart palpitations seem to be going kind of together, as well as ear ringing coming in. You're noticing like a fluttering in like your core. Heart palpitations and temp changes. I don't want to do anything, but this has been a really common thing, Amanda, when people are talking about like feeling like kind of like you do want to do something, and until it comes down to the moment where it's like actually to do something, there's something about this motivation that we're just lacking. Just most of us are just so exhausted, and there's this encouragement just to rest and let yourself just enjoy and be in joy. So there's a lot to this. So I don't know. I can say that we're entering into the year of action out of a year of inaction. And so we're going to find this is going to be back and forth. There's like a turbulent kind of thing, like this, like a hilly, while we're kind of coming back into that action phase. But right now we're not. I'm noticing it very much. And so I've gotten a lot of reports about it too. Just tired and happy and proud of myself that I just did the dishes, like super proud of myself that they're put away, and that's all. The reason I'm wearing a black shirt today, because I have like 4 of those white shirts that I always wear, and they're all dirty, like, so I got to do laundry, but I just don't have the motivation. Anyway, Mila says, Vanya, I have a friend of mine who channel says that many light workers are giving up because they just can't take it anymore. The pain is debilitating. Interesting. I can say that we are in a window of time that is known as the end of the mass exit, and my heart goes out to everyone that's going through any kind of unpleasant experience right now, and I encourage all of you to stick around. It would be a shame to leave right before the most amazing part. Like, we've been doing all of this, and much of it sucked. Let's be honest. Throughout the years, we required, it's called purification by fire. When Spirit talks about that, they're talking about trauma. We required trauma so we could heal through it and therefore be able to ascend or transcend. And a lot of people, when we're feeling such density, it's like, oh my, I just can't do it anymore. And then taking an exit before it's the last, right before, like, we're here. It's actually here. This is one of the most profound weeks that we're going to experience, so far anyway, because I feel like it's going to keep getting better and more amazing. But this particular week that we're in, that this is it. This is one of the big ones. And there's a lot more coming through too. This is just the beginning. We're talking about all the way through the whole year. There's a lot of stuff happening. So that's going to be gifts and awesomeness, so if that's you and you're ready to go, my plea is that you stick around just a little bit longer. Don't miss out on the best part, and having had to go through all that crap for nothing, right? I mean, it wasn't for nothing. That's never a truth. It's simply, I would be ashamed. Amanda says, yes, dizziness. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, thank you, Amanda. Man, it's really an incredible sensation that's been happening. Like, I'm feeling it really strong right now. Thank you, Mila, says Susan. This seems so brand new that it is difficult to put a handle on it. Comforting to know it's temporary. Yeah, and it is temporary. Hey, Josie, good to see you. Josie's going to be on the show on Friday, the 25th at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a good call or good conversation. Yeah, it all this stuff is temporary. All of this stuff is temporary. It's just doesn't feel like it when you're in it. I used to call things like this foreverism. It's like a disease, right, Joe? Because when things are difficult, when things are intense or hard to do, often in previous experiences, I don't do it as much, but I still do it. Is that when it gets really intense, then I forget that this isn't going to last forever. This is a moment in time right now, and that it's going to improve, and it has been, and it will continue to do so. There's a big flux of energy right now, so a lot of us won't remember that it's just a couple of days there was like this really awesome euphoric balancing energy that was coming through. Vicky asked if there's any pelvic pain. So this has been a report that I've gotten from a handful of people, and there's a surprising number of women who are well past menopause who have had their periods as well. So There's definitely something going on in this area, this whole region. So, and of course, if there is, any reason for any desire to see your physician, I am not discouraging anyone from doing that. I just don't typically do those types of things unless I feel like I need to. Then I would, you know. So if you feel guided to, just to be sure, and go see a doctor. And for Red Riding Hood, says, does anyone watch simple channels for hours like a meditation? I've been watching Rate My Takeaway a lot, and Steve 1989. Does anyone watch channels for hours like a meditation? I don't know. Does anybody do that? I don't. I typically try to. I don't. I've not been watching a lot of stuff lately. It's been weird. I've been, especially the past little while, the past few days in particular, I just would rather be in silence. Like I'd rather, I don't know, nothing feels like I want to do it. I want to just be, and that's a meditative state in some ways too. Vegan says, I'm hungry all the time, which is good as I've lost so much weight. Almond butter, banana, and molasses. Yum, awesome. Yeah, the fluctuation of our body mass right now is planned to continue to be in fluctuation phase. It's like some kind of turbulence, and we'll see how it goes over the next little while. But I'm definitely getting that this is going to continue to be like, woo, like this for a lot of people, where you have appetite and it's ravenous and then you don't have an appetite at all, which is where I'm at now again, and I've increased my body mass over the past little while in a noticeable way, and so I wouldn't be sad losing a little bit of it. But at the same time, I'm no longer holding myself to that standard. And so for me, it's just, this is where we are right now. I would like to be as healthy as possible, is all my concern is. And so I listen to my body and just let my body kind of guide me. I like your thing there, Vegan Vixen. Thank you. Josie, Fifth Essentials LLC says, I had nausea yesterday, really floaty and not wanting anything in my body. Yep. I'm feeling that right now. Like I'm definitely like feeling it. It right before I went live, something hit us, both my daughter and I at the same time. And the past little while, she and I actually haven't been eating the same time or the same thing. So it's got nothing to do with food, but just something just hit us, like literally the same moment. I started to feel the heart palpitations, and then both of us needed to go to the bathroom pretty quick, so there's something going on there. And then also this just slight nausea, feeling slightly nauseated in my stomach, something's going on there. Thank you, Vegan Vixen. Hair shedding, and I've says for Red Riding Hood, and I've grown a prominent brow ridge. It's still growing. I'm not sure why. High testosterone was the only answer I found. What's a brow ridge? Like in the in-between place? Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about this hair stuff, and like I know that the plasma energy that comes in does affect our teeth and our hair, as well as for some it affects the bones as well. And so by the way, for those of you regarding this tooth conversation, I don't know how many of you have been following this information. I've been finding stuff and just resharing it on Facebook. And I know that not everybody here is on Facebook, but there's a lot of new information coming out about regrowing of teeth. And the most recent one, there's a scientist in Japan, I think, who just discovered that we actually have a third set of teeth, and that apparently, according to whatever, or for what I read, whatever it is that he has available, he can inspire the regrowth of this third set of teeth. I don't really know how much it is, or I mean what goes into it. However, I've been seeing that we're regrowing teeth for some time. That if you can avoid, if you can, if possible, to have teeth removed, that would be best. But, not always is that an option. I had several teeth that were removed from my mouth due to a whole long story. But years and years ago, I'll just tell you very briefly, years and years ago, long before I was pregnant, I had a dentist that it turned out he was a scammer. And he gave me a variety. I'd never had any root canals before. And all of a sudden I had to have all these root canals. So I just believed him. And he didn't do the root canal all the way. He just did a partial hole and put gauze in my tooth and then capped it and then charged me full and then charged my insurance full also, when I was told that my insurance didn't work for him. Anyway, fast forward several years, this putrid gauze was breaking down my teeth. And so a lot of my molars, I have several that are missing. And from what I'm experiencing, one of them's growing back, by the way. And something's happening there, something awesome. And I've been shown that and told that teeth are going to return. And now I'm seeing it's in science and what they're talking about. So it's really interesting. We're finally at this point where stuff like that's happening. So anyway, that's really interesting, isn't it? Mikhail says, I hope I said your name right. Mikhail. Exhaustion, tired of the matrix / system. Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. I am exhausted. Like I really could have a lie down right now. And I am too. Any of the battle stuff, good, bad, and bad guy, good guy kind of stuff, and politics and all of that stuff. I no longer choose to elicit patience for any of it. I am loving and I can send love to people without participating. And some people get offended when I won't participate in those kinds of conversations. And that's not mine to bear. Yeah, I can't, I don't make anybody happy or sad, so I won't give up. I won't give up. I'm not just doing this for me. It's a call of duty. Just like sharing the truth for 3 years nonstop in 2019. I warned as many as I could about what and about what was coming. Yeah, thank you, Info Red Riding Hood. I'm really glad to hear that too. Yeah, there was a lot. Like there was signs in 2018 for it too. Did you notice all the mullein that started growing everywhere? Tara knew that we were going to need it. And so mullein is responsible. You can use it for a variety of different ways. You can make cough syrup out of the flowers. It's a upper respiratory illness, natural solution. There's a lot of, you can smoke it, you can make tea out of it. There's a lot of different things about mullein. It's really interesting, but I'm really glad you're sticking in for it. There's a lot. Mila too. Oh, there's a lot of awesomeness coming in. Hey, P Factor, good to see you. Hey, hello, lovelies. I actually feel dizzy as I'm watching this, having difficulty focusing as well. All right, yeah, me too. This has been a very bizarre experience for me to go live when I'm feeling like, whoa. Yes, vegan, same here, says Vicky. Okay, thank you for that validation. You really do help, like it's good for me to know also that we're good. The P Factor says my ovaries have been popping, but I find it exciting stimulus. It's plasma reforming us. Awesome. Yeah, there's some stuff going on in this area. A lot of people have been actually talking about this. There's a lot of there's a lot of things coming through regarding the womb area, whether or not you're male or female. We all have a womb area, okay? It's got nothing to do with gender. Yeah, the physical womb is typically a gender related thing, but the womb energy is something we all come here with. This is also the area that's activated when we are using our creation skills. The creator that we are made in the image of the creator. They say that because you are meant to create. When we are creating, we're at the highest joy possible that we could be. When we're stagnant, then we aren't, and that's just an easy way to see it. However, this is the area of the body, what you're talking about, P factor. So it's really interesting. It's about creation. If you can create, not everybody thinks that they're artistic, but we all create in some ways. You're creating a space, you're creating a meal, you're creating, a tidy home is I find that to be creative. There's creative juices that flow. It's got to do with expression regarding music. You can sing, you can dance, you can, if you have an ability to, play an instrument, or even just patting on a surface like drums. This is really a powerful thing, and it can really help a lot of the stuff move through. The fluctuation is real. Yes, it is, dude. Man, something's really, really coming in right now. Really, P factor, would that be the pelvic pain? That actually makes a lot of sense, yeah. Also hot flashes, yeah. Hello, Beth going. Hello, good to be here. Good to see you. Yes, thank you. Okay, cool. Infrared riding hood. I guess I sit and watch videos for hours because of the sheer amount of exhaustion and trauma I've got to work. I've got work to do before I'm up and bubbly again. Yeah, but it is what it is. It's nonstop. Family crisis doesn't help, right? A lot of people do that. I wasn't judging, by the way, just in case you're wondering. A lot of people do that, and I've done that. I'm not right now. I'm in a phase right now where it's like I'll pick up my phone and I'm just like, I'm just gonna set it back down. I don't want to, and then I'll come to my computer, and I'm sitting here for a minute, and if I put anything on, then usually it's like, music in the background or something. On occasion I'll grab something like today. Josie popped on, and I saw her live pop up, so I grabbed that. Last night, Brian Scott, something came up at 2 a.m. Normally, it doesn't come on until 2 p.m., but that was really, something that was cool to hear in the background. But for the most part, I really don't watch anyone's content at the moment. But I'm really a busy person too, so I don't know. My daughter and I have been watching Avatar though. When like she watches it, and she'll ask me to come sit with her, and I'll watch what I can. I'll do my best. But problem is, I'll start watching something, and it'll start coding me, and I just kind of wander off in thought, like I'm there, but I'm not consuming it, right? Yeah, she really does rock, doesn't she? Thank you so much for that, Chef Deb. That you changed our life right now. Thank you very, very much. Vanya, unfortunately, hair is growing in all the wrong places. So I can say something about this in that a little while ago, I started having hair growing in that I didn't know I was missing. And I only knew that because it was all growing at the same length. Like they were all like these little, like now they're kind of like long enough that it's going back into my hair again, but and they were all over my head. So it wasn't like something happened to like, maybe I, got caught in a fence or something like that. It was literally just dispersed evenly all over my head. So something's happening there of a regrowing. Excuse me. Because this has been a topic for so many, I've actually done research, and I found that if you get 10 drops of rosemary essential oil or rosemary oil, and like half a cup of coconut oil and half a cup of castor oil, mix those together really well, and then like add that to your hair and leave it in your hair for as long as you can stand. Some people have talked about putting it in like midday and leaving it in all day long and then washing it out before going to bed. Other people have talked about wearing like a nightcap with the oil on. You don't need to put that whole amount on, by the way. That's just how to measure it, I guess. And then you just put whatever it is you want to put on. Supposedly, there's evidence that this regrows hair. So it makes a lot of sense to me, though. So, and it smells good, in my opinion. I think that if you lose several teeth, it's making room for the new ones. That actually does make sense, though. If you think about what children go through, they lose their teeth before they're able to grow another one. They lose it because the one behind it's pushing it out. When you said stick around, I felt that because I have to ignore that feeling of not wanting to be here. I feel like opening a door to space and walking out of Earth to peace up there. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, there's definitely moments where it's like, man, is this gonna calm down anytime soon, right? But yeah, it's gonna continue to get better. It's definitely is, and I'm glad you're gonna stick around. It's worth sticking around. It'd be a shame to walk out right before the awesome part. You know what I mean? Like, we're literally here. Like, this week's gonna be an interesting week. I might need to take extra naps this week. I don't know, something. But I do know that this is also a well celebrated week too, energetically speaking. So, hi, happy Sunday. Can't stay now. Love you. Definitely a magical adventure, says Sherry. Yeah, dude. Welcome. And yeah, it's okay. I'll catch you later. And good to see you. And for Red Riding Hood says, anyone had the urge to drink tea? I normally drink coffee, but it feels like tea would be super soothing now. Oh yeah, dude. I've more than before. I've been drinking tea. Um, there's a lot of different kinds of tea out there. I really very much like doing the Mullen tea personally, but I'm also like, enjoying other things too. Um, it just depends on the moment. I typically like to use some of the local honey for it. It just makes it taste better when you drink the Mullen tea. It's just so earthy, but there's a lot of really cool benefits. I'm finding that when I'm cooking or making anything that I'm going to be ingesting, there's always an intention, like you're really creating like what, I don't know, a witch's brew, I don't know. It feels like that you're, creating something to heal you. It's a healing remedy. And so listening to your body and also considering what your body's asking for, you can also find out what's going on down inside sometimes, so I know many women with UTI infections right now. Interesting, Beth. She doesn't say right now, but yeah, that's really makes a lot of sense for the kind of activations that are happening right now. What just happened? Everything slowed down, even the text, and it went off and said this page is having a problem. I've never seen that happen. Interesting. Like I said, I'm definitely feeling some energy coming in right now, getting chills right now. Yeah. Wow, interesting. I use a computer and TV and the mouse with me, so I watch YouTube on TV, no mainstream stuff. Or no ads. I normally have about 7 tabs open. Well, yeah, I do too. I feel like we're definitely in an energy spike. We're definitely going through something right now, moving through something right now. I'm going to see my little grandson, Effin, tomorrow. Can you believe he's 3.5 months? Wow, he's so alert, and his skin and eyes are stunning. He's unvaxxed. Awesome. Yeah, that's a that I remember you saying, "Hey, I'm a grandma." I'm so happy you're gonna go see him. Congratulations! What a wonderful thing to do for this, the baby days. That's what we used to call it when we were little. The Easter window time, we call it the baby days, because there's a lot of babies around right now, and like baby animals and stuff. But I should get going. It's 4:04. And man, there's a lot of energy happening right now. So I think I might actually have a little lie down. But just know that you're not alone, that this energy that's moving through is not just you. It's a lot of us. I'm not getting any more comments popping up. So I'm wondering if what was talked about a minute ago, the freezing and stuff, if that's affecting a lot of people. If I find out what's going on energetically, planetarily, if there's like a spike of energy coming from the sun, I'll post it and so you guys can know. It's moon's at last quarter to today, Mercury at highest altitude in the morning. There's really not a lot that's written exactly for when it comes to astrology or planetary alignments and stuff. So anyway, Saturn, A Rahu conjunction goes direct tomorrow on the 21st in Vedic astrology. It's not a good influence. Well, thank you, Olivia. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Um, Stefan just put a video on. Okay, cool. For anyone who wants, Stefan Burns, he produces a solar space weather kind of stuff. He's a geologist, I believe. Some really good information comes through. So if you're interested, check that out. He's pretty cool. I like his content. I haven't been watching a lot lately, but like anybody, but definitely some cool stuff coming in. So if you guys want to check that out, um, I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for all that you do. And I just want to say once more, Chef Deb, thank you very, very, very much. We really deeply appreciate that. And this is a time of celebration and a time of upliftment, and also there's a lot of influx of energy that we're going to be experiencing. So whatever you can do to stabilize your energy, to let yourself ground the energy, it's a gift that's coming in. It's not meant as interference. It just comes in like that when we're like learning to stabilize it and to kind of take it into ourselves. So thank you all for being here. I love you so much, and I will see you in a couple of days, on Wednesday with Cara, on Thursday with Josie, or excuse me, on Thursday with Sandra, and on Friday with Josie. So we'll have 3 days in a row of guests. It'll be a fun week. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. So sending you all so much love.